Chapter 40. Kite flying depressing me. I can't believe he's real, especially when I get to see my firstborn son's heart soar to the heavens, flying his first kite all by himself at 4 years old, telling the kite, with a mixture of boyish bliss and Eagle Scout leader in the making authority, "Follow me!" The penetrative, heartwarming cheer I received from watching my son in awe dart his feathered feet throughout a gorgeous patch of wild upstate New York grass 1 hour outside of Cooperstown, New York, for a wedding getaway hasn't worn off yet, as my beautiful son whizzes around endless stretches of emerald green, hoisting the kite up high, high, up into the sky, 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 beaming with maximum boyish glee. Understand, my 4-year-old son flying his first kite was all made possible because of my father-in-law. He bought the kite as a gift for my son Arthur and showed him how to fly the damn thing because I didn't know how, nor was I very confident in kite flying assistance being covered under my AAA plan either. My son takes another victory lap with the kite blowing in the wind, with cheeks hurting from a smile stretching from ear to ear, knowing this new marvelous plaything was going to continue to take his boyish childhood sense of life being full of endless wonder and heart pulsating beauty. Higher! But then, my heart became enshrouded in an overcast cloud of heavy weariness, of perpetual letdown disgust, as I came face to face with the realization that I can't hate my father-in-law anymore all the time because my perfect dad only sees his grandson twice a year max because he no longer does the cold anymore. Thanks for obliterating the superior moral high ground I felt in the presence of my father-in-law dad, knowing he's only babysat twice for all 3 kids in 8 years or shelled a penny for daycare ever in the process. But he was willing to co-sign on a house loan eventually, so at least this means he's willing to believe his daughter's good for the money eventually. I didn't want to be depressed about kite flying forever, so I bought my son a fancier kite with a pirate logo on it. Come to think of it, I should fly ISIS flags around my house on Halloween to scare away trick-or-treaters. So we took all 3 kids to the local park in the spirit of taking their pubescent puppet strings of imagination. Yeah. I had every intention of assuming the lead, yet my handy Gentile wife overtook the kite flying teacher position because her father took her kite flying also as a kid in Australia by Mother's Beach. So I'm thinking she's made in the shade like any of the fly girls hooking up with Damon Wayans at an in living color after hours party back in the day. I was mistaken, like the time I thought she'd complete a fully formed cartwheel in our backyard in Park Slope, Brooklyn, which was ages ago, when Lena Dunham had much skinny arms and wasn't so full of herself. The cartwheel attempt was a total horror show. Her legs barely lifted the ground as she stumbled over the tumbleweeds in complete dejected, head in the dirt disarray, similar to this damn kite, which my wife couldn't get off the ground if my book advance money, if I weren't the self-published, controlling my kids with comedy, a love story, was riding on it. Eventually, though, the spirit of One-Eyed Willie graced us enough of a stiff wind to catapult my son's pirate kite to take flight for more than 2 seconds without doing an immediate, demoralizing, kamikaze conjuring nosedive on the spot again and again. As the kite took flight in whirling, shooting spin, my 3 children let out a heart-racing, thrill-fueled wahoo! Look, Dada, it's still flying. Later, I got the press back home when my wife made it clear she was scarfing the experience because she got winded from all the incessant kite diving versus the desired state of American Beauty, leaves in constant motion, above ground flying. I got depressed again, knowing our children's shrieks of joy for the brief moments of kite flying hang time didn't mean as much to my wife because she made the kite flying a competition between herself and Mother Nature, who swatted away her weak-ass kite flying ascent with Dikembe Mutombo finger-scolding fervor. The Chinese use kites to measure distances between fathers and sons. If Dad lifts his son's spirits by taking him kite flying because a growth spurt eluded him despite being second cousins with Yao Ming, they're tight like Chinese finger traps. Kite flying is a magical experience as a father because it's impossible to not get tingly all over when you think of the shrieks of pure-hearted, jade-free joy emanating from your own flesh and blood as the kite takes flight up high, high into the sky, sky, sky. In times like this, it's impossible to sigh. Next time your kids ask for a gift because they've been fuss-free and made their bed all week, you'll know what to buy. I'll never outgrow the divine blessed opportunity to grow closer to my children and get lost in blissed out, high as a kite, without the assistance of weed, wonder around them. Reliving my age of innocence with my dreamy children through kite flying fills my bruised, neglected adolescent heart with renewed promise and hope for brighter, higher tomorrows. This lucky old funny man giant who's gone from Hendrix to Mahler, who lives to fill these kids' hearts with endless wonder, hell-bent on ensuring mama doesn't bore them to death all the time either, is lonely no more.